Srila Rupa Goswami begins by describing that any little attachment to any of these five potent forms of devotional service can lead to tremendous advancement. Can loosen and discolor all kinds of material attachments. So Srila Rupa Goswami has explained or given to us principles in a in a systematic and hierarchical fashion. So we had read actually there are most important 10 and then next most important 10 and then 40. So if we do the first 10, we get the courage to do the second 10. And if we do both of them, then the next 40 becomes an easy consequence. Now in the first 10, the 5 are mentioned here. I think the first 10, the 5 are related to Guru only. And I think the other 5 are these. And Srila Rupa Goswami is talking about yeah, we need to validate. The other 5 are in first 10 or first 20? First 10 only. First 20. Anyways, as a homework, we can validate that. Any amount of attachment will do good to us in our eternal spiritual progress. And Prabhupada is beginning with the deities, and Prabhupada is telling that everyone should worship the deities. Just by worshipping the deities, you develop attachment to Krishna. So one will not need any kind of love, friendship, society, any such mundane need will not be there. Because one is developing attachment for Krishna. So attachment is not a very complicated phenomenon. Attachment is developed by spending exclusive time. It's not a very complex and complicated phenomenon. Sometimes devotees complicate the entire spiritual life too much. Oh, I have no love for Krishna. I have no attachment for Krishna. I'm very fallen. So sometimes there is this tendency to complicate things beyond what is prescribed. But Krishna consciousness is simple, it's not complex. So to develop love for Krishna, what is said, to develop attachment. And to develop attachment, what it is said is to commit to the activities of Krishna consciousness, devotional service. So we commit to the activities of devotional service like Shamanam, Kirtanam, then that itself will ensure that we develop attachment. So attachment is developed by spending time, exclusive time. And in that time, to assimilate and to reciprocate. Those are the two aspects. To assimilate, take in, and reciprocate in gratitude. So the reciprocation comes in the form of service. So you see, here was Narada boy. How did he develop attachment for the Bhakti Vedantas? Narada boy, he didn't knew also that the Bhakti Vedantas are coming till they actually landed in Sutnath. So Narada boy had no knowledge. It was his first time introduction to these four personalities. So he developed attachment to them through hearing from them and serving them. The formula for developing attachment to Krishna is not very difficult. So therefore, spending time is very important. Spending time is very important. So many times it happens in devotees is that deity worship, one is only attracted toward deity worship till the time he gets again initiation. After that, people think that now I'm done. Anyways, I got initiated. And they drop it. Or sometimes our devotees feel I'm a preacher. Why should I do deity worship? So sometimes even temples having a community of 100, 200, they're also foaming in the mouth. They're not getting pujaris. Although everybody is, the 100 brahmacharis only, still they're not getting, pujaris. Everybody is a big time preacher. so actually the problem is lack of commitment, is it not? So otherwise, can you get charged for this? So lack of commitment actually. So the commitment ensures attachment. That's the point. So we will see actually many times. See, the initial liking or initial mood is determined by the mind. Therefore, we will see in undertaking any spiritual activity, there is initial resistance. Because the initial mood or proclivity is decided by the mind most of the times. But when one reasons, preaches to himself, and takes a determined call to plunge himself in that particular devotional activity, and the experience is clear, then intelligence gets activated in that sense. So sincerity means overcoming the mental overcoming the mental obstacles in the form of negative or discordant moves, or incoherent moods, is it not? Incoherent moods. Therefore, we talk about regulation, is it not? Like we take vows of chanting, commitment, no? Then it becomes regulated. That okay, you're a devotee, we should chant. We're given a promise. Similarly, each of these 5 principles are like that. Deity worship is also like that. So commitment. So the moment we install deities, we get deities, then there is commitment to worship, is it not? So that is very healthy for us. That's very healthy for us. Because it leads to attachment to Krishna. So small and simple activity can also work in a very potent way. Like say, for example, taking darshan of the Lord. Even if 5 minutes a day, we exclusively spend time taking darshan of the Lord, that will have a very deep impression. Srila Prabhupada is explaining, we don't need any society, love, friendship, nothing we need actually. Krishna can supply everything. We're not going towards Krishna sufficiently. That's the problem. In the same way, we can see the same is true with Bhagavatam. We spend time with Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll develop attachment. So spiritual science, you see, is the only science which gives us newer and newer dimensions of revelations, is it not? Material science becomes saturated, but spiritual science is oceanic. Lord Chaitanya is talking about Varnashrama as an external activity. And Lord Chaitanya is telling for one who has not developed love for Krishna, for him Varnashrama is fine. Because the Varnashrama is getting purified. And slowly he may come to the stage. But actually devotional service is these 64 items, not Varnashrama. So we accept a particular Varna and ashram as basically accepting of a particular Varna and ashram is like choosing a track, choosing a roadway, okay, you're going driving by NH100 or NH101, you're choosing the road. But we have to understand Varna and ashram both are not houses where we can go to sleep for a good long time, but both are roadways. I mean, the purpose of road and track allocation is to move. Right? The purpose is not to be stagnated there, is it not? Like cars also, they can go in various lanes, but then they have to move. If they don't move, it will create disturbance, is it not? Because if they move, then the people from the back can also move forward. That's the point. So therefore, the principle is to keep moving forward. Varna and ashrama. Therefore, so therefore, actually, there is no point in remaining stuck up in a particular varna or ashram. Varna is also like that. Ashram is also like that. No. So we see that's why Srila Prabhupada primarily encouraged, like in terms of Varna, Srila Prabhupada primarily encouraged devotees to become Brahmanical. Obviously, there were Brahmanas who were less in the society, and that was a need. But Brahmanism is more conducive also. Both the principles are there, is it not? Obviously, Prabhupada did encourage some devotees to take on business. we see business, but not much, Kshatriya, tendencies. Not much, is it not? Were encouraged. So rather but Prabhupada did encourage Brahmanism, is it not? Similarly, so Prabhupada never talk about the stuck-up concepts, basically, is it not? Like Prabhupada allowed devotees to stay in the temple, even those who were married, is it not? Now there's not much grihastha life there then, it's vanaprastha life primarily. But Prabhupada allowed that. So there's no point in getting stuck up. To many devotees, Prabhupada would even said that, okay, you give one child and come and take sannyas, finish. Prabhupada did that. There are recommendations like that. So the whole point is that not to remain stuck up. The principle is, a particular literal statement may not be applicable for all, that's fine. But the principle is not to remain stuck